The regular season has ended. It is now time for the playoffs. So I have some playoff predictions. First game we have Patriots versus Titans. And the Patriots are playing in the wild card weekend for the first time in a long time. I don't remember when the last time the Patriots were playing wild card weekend. But after losing to the Dolphins, it's what happens. Um, Patriots versus Titans. The Titans' offense is built around the running game. That's their strong suit. Whenever Derrick Henry gets like 30 plus carries and has over 120 yards and a couple of touchdowns, the Titans are probably going to win the game. The Patriots defense struggles with the running game. Their strong suit is the passing game. They can, Stephon Gilmore, with the exception of the game against the Dolphins. I mean, they've looked good. The Patriots pass defense. Patriots offensively is the reason that they're playing in wild card weekends, because they have trouble scoring at times. They have no weapons for Tom Brady, and everybody wants to put the blame on Tom Brady, but when you have nobody to throw it to other than Julian Edelman, you're going to struggle. This isn't the Brady from, a couple years ago where you can throw out random guys from the practice squad and they'll end up having like 15 touchdowns in a season. This is, an older Tom Brady who needs some help. This is going to be a really close game, and many people are predicting that. It's going to be a game where you're going to think the Titans pull off the upset. I don't think it's going to happen. They're playing in Foxborough, and no matter what, it's still hard for teams to beat the Patriots in Foxborough. I have the Patriots winning this game. It's going to be really close. If the Patriots can stop the run game and force Ryan Tannehill to throw, which, he can do it, but it's not where the Titans are comfortable doing, right? It's not what they're comfortable doing. They'd rather be running the football than having Ryan Tannehill throw. An example of this is when they went up against the Saints and they didn't have Derrick Henry. They were doing all right, but the offense couldn't get going, and then eventually would lose the game because they really couldn't keep up with the Saints offense because they didn't have a Derrick Henry, so they had to throw a little bit more. I have the Patriots winning this game. Texans versus the Bills. Josh Allen is the Bills offense. They have some guys in Cole Beasley and John Brown and Devin Singletary and my guy Frank Gore, but I don't think, but that the offense revolves around what Josh Allen can do with his legs and what he can do, throwing the football. The Texans, many people have them winning because, one, they have the playoff experience. And also I think that they have possibly a better offense with Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller. And they have a couple solid tight ends. The running game is pretty good with Carlos Hyde and Duke Johnson. This is going to be a really close game. Yeah, the Texans are getting J.J. Watt back, and he's going to bring not only something to the defense, but the team in general, and also, to the fan. It's going to create a spark for them, a little bit of motivation. This will be a close game. I have the Bills winning it. It could go either way. Like I said, the Texans might have the edge offensively, but I think the Bills can do it. I think they have what it takes. So now in the divisional round, the Ravens versus the Bills. The Bills played the Patriots. The Bills played the Ravens earlier in the season. And they played them tough. They didn't lose. They lost, but they didn't get blown out. It was a close game. It came down to a final drive and whatnot. The Ravens, now that the Bills have seen them, the Ravens are going to start playing teams that have already seen them, right? So they've seen them. They know what they can do and what they can't do against this team. It'll be a really close game. It'll come down to the little things like coaching and special teams and that stuff that teams are always, talking about, and it'll come down to the little things. And I don't know if the Bills can win if it will come down to the little things. I'll give you an example of what I mean by the little things. If it comes down to like kicking and stuff, like, the Ravens have a solid special teams, right? Jim Harbaugh is a special team coach before he became a head coach, right? They have a great punter. They have one of the greatest kickers of all time. The Bills have Stephen Hauschka, who missed a ton of kicks against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving and who missed a possible game-winning field goal against the Browns earlier in the season. If I'm, a Bills fan, that stuff worries me. Another thing, I don't know if the Bills can keep up with the Ravens on offense. If it turns into a shootout, do the Bills have what it takes, right? I've seen Lamar. He definitely has what it takes. The Bills might, but I'm not sure about that. And maybe their defense can contain Lamar, and it doesn't come down to that, and the Bills will have a chance. But I have the Ravens winning this one. Chiefs versus the Patriots. The Chiefs have already played the Patriots in Foxborough, and they beat them. Right now, they would be playing in Kansas City. The Chiefs' defense is playing with a lot of confidence right now, and that's about it, right? People are trying to make it seem like the Chiefs' defense has really improved. They're only beating up teams that aren't that great offensively, and it's given their team a lot of confidence, which at times is all you need. Patrick Mahomes has been good. He hasn't been great. And the Chiefs offense has started off really slow in certain games. That makes you think, that the Chiefs, they're good, but if you can, score early on them and they fall behind, I don't know if they can, they have the offense to come back, but, you don't want to fall behind, especially against the Patriots with a really good defense. Now, if this game does come down to offense, I think that the Chiefs have the better offense. They just have more weapons. They have Tyreek Hill, they have Travis Kelce, they have a bunch of guys who, can run really fast and just find themselves to be open, and Mahomes will run around, do 360s and throw backwards while not looking, and they'll find a way to catch the football. And the commentators will lose their mind and act like they've never seen something like that before. The Patriots have, like I said, they have a solid defense, but I think that the Patriots' playoff run is going to be short. They're going to lose in the divisional round of the Chiefs. I just don't think they have what it takes offensively to keep up. Granted, in the playoffs it comes down to running the football and defense, but the Patriots haven't shown that they can run the football either. Their defense is really good, but they can't stop the run. Now the Chiefs don't have that good of a run offense, but I don't think the Patriots have what it takes to beat the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs will be able to win, and they'll move on to the AFC Championship game where they'll be playing the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the Chiefs beat the Ravens earlier in the season. They forced Lamar to throw like 50 times, and I think that might be the formula to beating the Ravens. Force him to throw. For the most part, he's only thrown, last couple of games, only thrown about like 20 times. Force him to throw 50 times. Force him to throw, beat him up, try to beat him up in the pocket a little bit, I don't know if you can beat him up, contain him, rough him up a little bit, force him to throw. And that's the same advice I have to the Ravens and how to play Patrick Mahomes. Beat him up a little bit, force him to throw, rough him up. That's what both of these teams should do against these quarterbacks if they want to win. The Ravens also need to score early and hope that the Chiefs don't have that good of a start to their game. Like I said, the Chiefs have already beaten the Ravens once before. Who's to say they don't have the formula to beat them again? They're going to have to, do the same thing they did in the first game. And if the defense is playing with a lot of confidence, I think they'll find a way to beat Lamar Jackson again. And I have the Chiefs beating the Baltimore Ravens, and they will be playing in the Super Bowl. Now let's go to the NFC. You have the Saints and the Vikings. Now the Saints at 13-3 probably feel like they deserve to have a bye week. But because of how good the NFC was this year, they don't. They will go up against the Vikings. Now, the Vikings, in order to beat the Saints, are going to need Dalvin Cook. They need a running game. They're another team that are run heavy, and they need him. Right? Yeah, they have Boone and Matson, and they look really good, but, I mean, you saw in that game against the Packers that it wasn't enough, and they weren't able to win. The Saints give up a lot of points, and if the Vikings can score a lot of points, they're going to be in the game. But I'm not sure if the Vikings can actually do that. I think that the Saints are going to win this game. If it comes down to offenses, I don't know if the Vikings can keep up, and the Saints will find a way to win this game. Eagles and Seahawks. So this is basically, these two teams met early in the season, and the Eagles actually played them tough. Now, the Eagles have a bunch of practice squad guys playing for them at receiver. I mean, there was talks that if guys went down, eventually Josh McCown was going to have to go out there and line up at receiver. The Eagles have nobody. The Seahawks play better on the road than they do at home. So, but the Seahawks get off to slow starts in games. They're like the Chiefs. They don't, early in the game, they seem to struggle for some reason. The Seahawks, just like the Eagles, are playing hurt. They're missing offensive linemen. They're missing all the running backs. They had to bring guys out of retirement, like Robert Turbin and Marshawn Lynch. But I still think the Seahawks are a way better team than the Eagles are, because then Russell Wilson eventually just starts running around and finding guys open that you thought, why? How are they open? How are they that wide open? And they end up scoring. And I have the Seahawks winning this game. So in the divisional round, the 49ers and the Seahawks will meet for the third time. They split the season series. The 49ers get a bye week, so they get a chance to get healthy, get guys like Jaquiski Tartt and Dee Ford back, hopefully. Russell Wilson is a difficult guy to stop, as seen in... I'm sick and tired of seeing Russell Wilson. And you're probably thinking, well, why do you predict that he'll play again? Because the Eagles are trash. That's why. They are just a hard team to stop at times. Like, if the 49ers can score a lot of points early on and get the Seahawks behind early, they have a chance. They did it twice in both games. They just weren't able to score a lot in the second half. I mean, they answered whenever the Seahawks answered back, but they let them stay in the game. The 49ers need to make sure that if they get hot early and that they score a lot of points early and are able to stop the Seahawks, that they are able to, make sure that they don't get hot in the second half and don't let them stay in the game. The 49ers are going to win and play in the NFC Championship game. The Saints and Packers in the second divisional round game. The Packers struggled against the Lions in Week 17. Aaron Rodgers looked off. He was missing guys. And it just made me think, are the Packers actually that good? The Packers might be kind of trash. I mean, they seem to have kind of lost against most teams in the playoffs. They played, really bad against the Chargers and let them beat them. Like, why? How did the Packers get the second overall seed? Like, I think the Saints deserve it more than the Packers. And so the Saints have Drew Brees. That alone is an advantage. That guy is really good. I don't know how he didn't make the NFL 100 team. He definitely should have made it. It really bothered me that he didn't. They're playing in Lambeau. That's always hard. Especially considering the Saints are an indoor team that, they play, in the Superdome. But I think the Saints are just an overall way better team than the Packers are. 49ers and Saints. The 49ers need the pass rush to stop Drew Brees, right? When we played him the first time around in New Orleans, that guy just found a way to get rid of the football. We need to not let him do that. And the 49ers have the offense to keep up with them, right? Whenever they scored, we found a way to always answer back. We have the offense. This time we're playing in Levi's, and it'll come down whatever team can make a play, right? Whether it's the 49ers making a play on offense, the 49ers making a play on defense, the Saints making a play on offense, or the Saints defense making a play. It'll come down whoever can make a play. The 49ers are going to win this game. 49ers and Chiefs is my Super Bowl prediction. The 49ers have a good defense and a good offense. The Chiefs only have a good offense. I'm not convinced with the Chiefs defense. The 49ers have seen quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes this season and Russell Wilson and Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray. I have the 49ers winning the Super Bowl.